Imagine being able to go back in time and see how you thought about things, your way of speaking, your confidence level, and what your goals were for the future. And then go back to the present and see what happened with those goals. How did I develop since then? This is perhaps the greatest reason I give people when I tell them that they should start documenting their journeys. You know, in some way, either writing down or making some form of recording so that you save this snapshot of yourself, of an historic self that you can always go back to in the future and refer back to, like how you were. And of course, that can be quite scary to see the relative low level you were at, especially if we're talking in these terms of development. But exciting too, because you can genuinely see the progress you've made in a different way than you can from just observing your day-to-day life. Because truth is, I've found, it's extremely difficult to see in real time how you change, because it happens so gradually. Let's say 1% per week, whatever it might be, 1% per day, whatever it is. It's difficult to see these changes because they are so small from day to day. So it often takes months, if not years, for you to realize any real changes. And so it's so nice to be able to follow your progress through the different months, through different weeks, through different days even. Being able to go back at any point in time and just see how you were back then. So how could we do this then? How could we document our journeys for our future selves? Because this is truly exciting. We have to talk to a version that is far into the future. In fact, many versions far into the future. Right now, I'm 22 years old, and I could be talking to my 24-year-old self, as well as my 30-year-old self, my 50-year-old self, perhaps even the version of me who is at the very end of his life. Now that is scary to think about. That's the first time I realized that. Imagine if I watch this when I'm super old, about to step into the next life. Wow. I got stalled by my own question. So how could we do this then? Because obviously it's both fun and beneficial to record your progress. Get to track yourself, and you can go back in time and say, okay, back 6 months ago, this was my biggest goal. And guess what? I haven't made any progress on that. Okay, we need to focus on that now. Because what I have done since then has not been enough. So you can kind of review your strategies and game plans for your development. You can see how well they worked out. You can develop actual good ones that do work. So how do we then document our progress in the most effective way possible? There are multiple ways. Obviously, we could do this. It could be simply writing down a classic journal, a diary, if you will. And this is, of course, has its positives. You get the classical feel of going through a book and seeing the different dates, and it's not something that's online, so you can step away from screens. But I think that's something for a different time. Unless you're super into writing, then I really do suggest that you're gonna get into some kind of recording of either your voice or through camera like this. Because I found that what I find the most interesting to look back to is not the words or thoughts themselves, which by the way is difficult to catch on just mere paper with a pen, but rather listening to my voice. I get a complete different read on my past self. I can compare that to now, because I realized this by listening to voice recordings, and this is something that I highly recommend you to do. You essentially open up this pre-installed app. It should at least be pre-installed. Voice Memos is the name on iPhone. And you can just start the voice recording at any time. So I can be out walking, I can be wherever, and I can just start the recording and talk into the phone. And I can still walk up, I don't have to type something in. It's so effective. I think I do this between 1 to 3 times per day, start a new recording and just talk about stuff. So it becomes it becomes a journal of sorts. So I got hundreds of voice recordings on my phone now. And at any time I can go back in time and listen to that. And I might think in the moment of recording that I'm confident, that I've reached such a high level of development. But when I listen back to that, I realize that there's very little substance behind that voice. That voice is not so confident after all. So it's a lot more analyzing to do, you get a lot more realizations about yourself. And then the next level of voice recording is, of course, to do something like this. You record yourself. Now, given that this is kind of like not the most natural state. I mean, I'm sitting on a chair here in the middle of my apartment. It's not just the free-flowing thoughts. There's an idea behind this. But you don't have to upload anything for others to see. You can simply record yourself at any point during your day, and then just save it to the camera roll on your phone. Or you can also upload to YouTube, but private the videos. So that way you create like your own library of content that only you can see. Because, okay, with voice recordings, we add kind of the voice, like how we speak. You can kind of read into what I actually think of things. I get to see a past physique I had. What was I wearing? What does my apartment look like? And that's exciting too. If you're looking to do this over a lifetime, you're gonna see lots of different sceneries. So hopefully not the same apartment for 80, 100 years, but you're gonna see different places. Just record whenever you have the time and save this snapshot of not just what you were thinking or your voice or what you look like, but the environment around you. We are the first generation that can truly capture our entire lives on camera. We can have our entire lives to look back at. Think about that. Because I used to be fascinated by the idea of at your deathbed, they say that your life is gonna get replayed in front of your eyes quickly. And I've always been so fascinated about that and think about different theories. Okay, does that mean that we can activate the brain right now to get it to replay memories of the past? And it's usually pretty realistic as well, that we actually feel, not just look back at it with our mind, we feel the things when they happen. Which also, by the way, this is interesting, which if we can, at our deathbed, get a replay of our life and everything that happened quickly, and if we can have our senses activated at the same time, does that mean that the current life we live is just a replay that we perceive as going much slower now, but eventually is going to be but that this actually is the replay of our lives as we're living on the deathbed? Now that's scary. But anyway, imagine when you're old and you cannot your memory is working a little bit not the best. Imagine if you could go back in time and just experience some of the greatest moments, or at least the aftermath of those moments, when you sat down and talked to yourself about what happened. To be able to see your young face again, and the enthusiasm, the excitement in his eyes, just being able to see what was his life look. What did his life look like? What is he talking about? What's his friends up to? What food did he eat? How hard did he train in the gym? What did he do for fun? And always a recording of when I met my wife 60 years ago. And when I passed this exam that I found so difficult, and when I graduated, when I got my first job, when I got my second job, and oh, I got fired on this job. Oh, what did I think back then? You see, you have the chance to record to document your entire life. So I'm not the most emotional guy, but I can get kind of emotional when I watch documentaries of people, and you get to follow them from start to finish of their life. There's just something about that. Seeing a person go through all the different stages of life, all the ups and downs, there's something just so beautiful about that. And if I'm sentimental about other people's lives, then imagine what I'm gonna be for my life once I sum it up. When I can go back and watch hours of content, of videos I recorded. You seriously get to re-experience your life again when you're old. And just take this one step further, because I love going all out on these ideas as I get them. I just got this idea. We know how advanced AI has become already. Like I saw some video produced by AI. Not the best looking, but still pretty good. I was surprised at the quality of it. Yeah, given that we cannot know anything about the future, because it's the future, it's unpredictable. What if we could just collect videos of ourselves through our life, and then AI can come in and complete the rest? So you're submitting clips, because this is the thing with the AI I saw. Photos were submitted to an AI that took those photos and filled in the blanks. So it made those images turn into video. So a character that jumped from one image to another, but it looked like it was moving all the time. So what if you record your videos now, and then AI can come in and design a movie that covers everything of your life based on the videos you have, and then just fills in the blanks? Who knows if that's going to be possible in the future? So, with that in mind, I really don't see any reason for not documenting your journey. Ideally on camera or voice recording, if you're not comfortable on camera. Because what we could be able to do with that in the future, I think you've probably seen this video of a guy who took a photo of himself every day from, I believe, the age of 12 till the day he was married. So you get to see quickly the guy age in front of your eyes, from a little boy up until the age when he got married. And it just, another thing that made me emotional. And we have the chance to do something similar for our future selves, for our future children even. Like, you could create the movie covering your entire life. And all it takes is just some documentation each day. Almost no effort on a daily basis, and potential massive return on investment for your future self. It's going to be so nostalgic, and just thanking his old self that he did this. So with that in mind, recommendation is obviously start documenting your journey. And I will see you again soon.